Good morning, everybody. We have a mix to lower trade in the grain markets here early on Wednesday morning. It is 6:30 a.m. Central Time. We've got kind of a mixed bag here. Nearby May corn futures are now up 4.5 cents at $7 even. July corn futures are down 8 3/4 at 6.45 3/4. December corn down 10 1/4 at 5.52. Nearby May soybeans down 9.5 at 15.40 1/4. July soybeans are down 13 3/4 at 15.05 3/4. We've got November beans down 14.5 at 13.28. July Chicago wheat is down 14 1/4 at 7.18.5. July Kansas City wheat down 14 3/4 at 6.96.5. The spring wheat market down 14 to 15 cents as well. If you're listening on the podcast, as always, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button on these videos. It would really help me out in regard to this channel, help everything to grow. If you need some additional assistance from me, as always, you can go to my website. It is www.standardgrain.com. Go to that website, click on Grain Marketing Plan here in the upper right-hand corner for $49 a month. I offer a subscription service. It includes a whole bunch of stuff, including my morning email, which goes out every business day at 6:30 a.m. Central Time. I've got a text message service. I offer subscriber-only videos and content in which I really get into grain marketing, everything from cash sales to capture and carry, option strategies, that sort of stuff. This is a monthly deal. It can be canceled at any time. No other fee, no other obligation. No, I don't have a good reason, guys, why the markets have sold off. I mean, we got really lofty here, and volatility in both directions can be expected in this sort of market. What I will say about the overnight trade in particular is that the overnight trade often features lower volumes, sometimes poor liquidity. The markets are sometimes more easily manipulated. I don't know if that's the right word, but they're pushed around a little bit easier in the overnight session. And we saw corn trade limit down at one point overnight. It's now down only 11 cents in that December contract, and again only down about 10 in that nearby July. So the overnight session is sometimes, not always, but sometimes kind of a poor indicator of price action. So we had, yesterday what looked like could have been a blow off top in the markets, or this could simply be a correction. I don't really see a big catalyst for it. In fact, most of the friendly items out there in regard to news items, headlines, that sort of thing, fundamental information, all the same stories are still pretty much intact here. Brazilian forecasts still mostly dry. Far northern areas of Mato Grosso, again, we'll see some rain over the next 10 days, but most of your key central and southern areas of Brazil are going to remain dry. So there's this concern regarding Brazil's second corn crop remains a key component of this rally, and it's a component that has not gone away. The situation has not changed. Dry weather in Brazil could also hinder grain movement. Bloomberg had an article detailing the river systems in Brazil and Argentina and South America, which are shallow. They're low because of the lack of rainfall, and that's resulted in reduced barge capacity, the inability to move some grain. That's kind of an additional friendly factor here. Now, planting conditions in the U.S. this week appear, I would say, mostly favorable. We know that we've seen temperatures warm up drastically. That cold snap from last week is long gone. There will be some rain over the next week, though. You've got this band that goes from Oklahoma through Missouri, a lot of Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, into Ohio. Those areas will see an inch or two of rain over the next week. Areas to the west, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, the Dakotas, Minnesota, have very, very little rain in the forecast, and these warmer temperatures should stick around. So planting in those areas especially could really accelerate this week. Farmers in Canada will plant less spring wheat. Stats Canada said yesterday that spring wheat acreage would fall by 8.8% versus last year. Crops like barley and canola will see increases. Barley acreage will increase by almost 14%. Canola acreage will increase by 3.6%. New crop canola prices are the best, I think, on record seasonally, dating back to at least the early 1980s. That's how far back my charts go anyways. RIN prices climbed yesterday to their highest level since at least 2013. It could have been a record high. I'm not an expert on RINs, but there's a Supreme Court case that's being heard regarding the renewable fuel standard. This all goes back to these small refinery waivers. It appears as if the Supreme Court is kind of divided on this deal here for the moment, but RIN price is very strong. Now, perhaps on that same note, we will see another weekly ethanol report from EIA this morning. Weekly ethanol production is only expected to improve marginally, and we really need to see a bigger increase here. 945,000 barrels per day is the expectation. I believe we were at 941 each of the last 2 weeks. Stocks expected to see another drawdown. Stocks of ethanol, as I've discussed here at length in recent weeks, are very low. They're the lowest seasonally since, I believe, 2014. We've seen a big rally in the ethanol market. CME ethanol futures settled at $2.33 per gallon yesterday. They're up 45 cents so far in the month. That's a gain of like 24%. That's a massive jump higher in the prices of ethanol. Similarly, ethanol swaps finished at $2.14 a gallon yesterday. That's also the best trade since 2014. So you've got strong demand for ethanol as people are driving more, yet the ethanol producer here in the U.S. has had trouble increasing production, and they're going to have to increase production. I think they're having issues procuring corn here for the moment. I think that's at least part of it, and that's why basis levels are so strong in so many areas of the country. But we'll see some ethanol information from EIA later this morning. That'll be out at 9:30. The cattle market had kind of a mixed bag yesterday. We were down in the fat cattle, higher in some of the feeder cattle contracts. That was also kind of a mixed bag, so we'll see what develops here today. In the outside markets, we've got the Dow Jones down 70 points, S&P's up 1, gold's down $12, U.S. dollar's up just a little bit, the bonds are down a little bit, crude oil is up 59 cents. In the June WTI contract, 63.53, so kind of quiet in the outside markets. If you guys need some more information, as always, check out my website. Everybody have a great day. I will talk to you same time tomorrow.